Hey everybody, how you doing? I love that painting. Alice in Wonderland, burning. That's not the sunrise. That's actually a burning horizon. And then when you look at her hair, even her hair is in flames. See it inside her hair, the flames? And she's all, oops. I love that picture. I love that picture. For me, that was a lot of money that I paid for that. I have a couple pieces of art in here that are by other people, although most of my traditional art is my own. But anyway, I don't know. Want to talk about tariffs? I know everybody's so upset about these tariffs. I'm upset about these tariffs. I mean, come on. I launched my shoe line. These here are already out. These here I love. You have no idea the quality of these shoes. You do not get quality like this from Nike. And unlike Nike, my shoes are actually made where they're said, because the tariffs prove that. These are made in Italy. These are not made in China and then shipped somewhere else and then a label put on it and then it's said it's made here, because the tariffs prove this is truly an Italian handmade sneaker. This is my design, by the way. It's based on the Grim Reaper, Joe Black. And I have another design that I just launched, which is a more modern design. It's really targeting gamers, per se. I think that's the kind of people that would really like that. It's that aggressive gamer style. And it's a really awesome sneaker. And like I said, unlike Nike and Gucci and Prada, there's no Chinese tariffs on my stuff. A lot of people look at the tariffs as horrible, horrible things because right now the sticker shock. What nobody knows is the United States still, as an average, has the lowest tariffs of any developed nation in the country. So after you get over the sticker shock, you're going to be okay. We have less tariffs than any other nation in the country, in the world, as far as developed countries, and nobody knows that because Fox won't tell you that, CNN won't tell you that, because they're all twisting this to fit their specific narrative, which are both completely fucking wrong. They're so full of lies and people are buying it, and there's nothing we can do about it. But if you're a Trumper and you're watching Fox, everything you're hearing is completely wrong. If you're an anti-Trumper and you're watching CNN, everything you watch is completely wrong, because they're not telling you the facts around these tariffs. Like I said, we have the lowest tariffs in the world on average of any developed nation in the world. People from England still come here to the United States after the tariffs. They are still coming here to the United States on vacation. You know what they do when they come here on vacation? They come with one change of clothes. It's the clothes they're wearing. They come with empty suitcases because the tariffs in the rest of the world are so freaking high that taking a flight from Europe to the United States to buy clothes is cheaper than buying them anywhere else in the world, because the tariffs around the world are so much higher. And that's why British people and Europeans still are coming to America today, even despite the tariffs. So, like I said, I agree with you, and I'm building a company in art and photography, and now I decide I'm going to launch Italian shoes. So believe me, I'm worried about the tariffs. But following all the propaganda and all the freaking nonsense that's out there, all you're going to do is you're going to stress yourself into the early grave. Don't. The sticker shock, I get it. I get it. Because we've never had tariffs. not since the Civil War. People don't know that. That's what the Civil War actually started over. A lot of people, they are so miseducated that they really, truly, 100% believe that the Civil War was over slavery, which came into play 2 years into the Civil War. It's an important fact. It was all over tariffs. The same thing that we're all talking about today. That's what the whole Civil War started over. Don't let anybody fucking lie to you, because they're just whitewashing history the way it's meant to be written by the winners. And I'm from the Northeast, so I'm also a Yankee. And I'm telling you, the Yankees are fucking lying to you. It's the truth. So, the tariffs, yeah. The sticker shock, yes, I get it. And I agree with some things, because there's some things where the tariffs are higher than other countries, and there's other things where the tariffs are lower in other countries. For example, the United States is the only place where you're not paying a tariff on my shoes. Every country in the world except the United States, you pay tariffs on handmade products. You don't pay tariffs on these in the United States. You pay a VAT tax, but you do not pay a tariff on these. These are handmade. It's the only place in the world where you don't pay a tariff on these. Every nation in the world except the United States pays a tariff on Italian handmade goods. People don't know that. That's the part of the tariffs that you need to understand. That's why they're talking about this being a tariff war. That is the truth. There is no lie about that. What you don't know is the United States has not been charging tariffs for years and years and years and years and years. And everybody has been manipulating their markets because of that, around the fact that we don't use tariffs. China. That's the whole problem with China. See, I agree. I don't like 140% tariff on China goods. I agree with everybody. But what you don't understand is how the Chinese Communist Party has been manipulating their market, unlike the Chinese Free Party, which we call Taiwan. It's its own nation, even though China doesn't want to recognize it as its own nation, and America plays this, oh, well, we support their sovereignty, but it's its own nation. It has its own military, it has its own economy, has its own tax system, has its own tariff system. Every nation in the world charges tariffs. We only just caught up with the rest of the world, is what we did. And that's the problem with the sticker shock. Sticker shock and reality are two very different things. All we did was catch up with the world. But because we caught up with the world, these are coming from Italy. How many other Italian products do you buy that are actually coming from Italy? Because we know Prada now comes from China. The tariffs prove it. Gucci comes from China. Tariffs prove it. Nike. Apple. Well, we all knew about Apple. I mean, everybody's always been a sellout with their Apple products when they say that, they're anti-Chinese and anti-communist party, but, they're all running. The people running around with apples that aren't anti, or that, they don't, that's different. But there are so many people that they understand that the Chinese Communist Party is collecting all their information, and they still run around talking about how Apple is the greatest product on the planet. Apple collects all your information. Apple's made in China. Because Apple's made in China, the Chinese Communist Party has rights to access to all of the information that Apple collects on you. I use a Samsung. It's made in South Korea. Chinese Communist Party has no access to it. North Korean Communist Party has no access to it. Yeah. There's a lot of things people say that they don't really think about. But you should really learn about tariffs. They're not great, but learn.